Hey all, Russ here, RVerTV. Welcome. Check it out. We are in the great state of Virginia. Heading to Jamestown Island, right on the James River. Had a good little stay one night here at this RV park here in Williamsburg. Yesterday we were down in Yorktown. What a great experience that was. Alright, got a few miles to cut through town here to get over the James River. This is all part of the 2025 travel season. Bonus footage. Hope you enjoy. Got about 4 hours. I'm got to pick up the pace a little bit. We're even going to take a boat ride, hopefully, on a ferry. Yay. So, anyway, should be a great morning. Journey starts now. Here's the turn. Yay, made it. Jamestown settlement. Now this place is massive. You could spend a week here. I want to focus on going to the old fort. They got active dig sites, archaeology and all that. So in a walk-through museum. But it's early. Look at this. No one's here. How about that? Yay. Gonna pull the e-bike out. There's something called the Colonial Parkway. Marina here. I think this is a big science center. It's just massive. But I think seeing the old buildings would be the best for me anyway. But heading to the ocean tomorrow, we'll be seeing the Atlantic Ocean. Yay. Finally. Get out of this heat and humidity too. Alright, I'm going to find a place to park. We're going to get the e-bike out and then do some exploring around this historic site. Alright, I think this is that Colonial Parkway up this direction. What's the sign say? Historic Jamestown. Yeah, we're going to go see the old fort. 1607. Goodness. Old fort and town site. But they're not open yet. So let's go cruise around a little bit. Alright, here's a little marina. Actually a big marina. No one's here except us. Glad I brought this electric bike. Really gets me around and gets me out of the van. Love it. Alright, there's our marina store. Looks like they rent bicycles here. They probably got boat rental too. Boat launch. I'll go around the other side. We'll get a little look at it. Kind of a rough parking lot. Here's a little picnic area, it looks like. Alright, let me park. We'll take a little walk. I'd say this is our gas dock. Lots of boats. James River, that's a massive river, kind of like the Potomac. Oh, this history goes back 400 plus years. My goodness. Absolutely incredible when you think about it. Some of the first settlers were here. Not a breath of wind either. Well, let's take a little ride out that Colonial Parkway. We still got a good hour or so before everything gets opened up. Oh, I just realized something I just spotted. That's an actual brewery on the right. You got your marina store, see that deck? There's a big brewery here. Okay, those chairs you must be able to sit out and drink. I'll be darned. Busy roads, I don't care for that. Hopefully they got a bike trail up here or something. Alright, let's see. I gotta make a left here. This will be part of their Colonial Parkway. That old fort's down to the right, but they're not open yet. I'll drive the van back in there. That's quite a ways to get back there. Alright, here we go. We're on the Colonial Parkway. Alright, I think... Well, I'm not sure. I'm gonna stop and check here. I believe this is the inlet back to that harbor we were just at. Marina. Just all water, trees. I'll be darned. No boats. Alright, well, keep trucking. I think that marina's back that direction right there. What's this sign? Mill Creek. Bet the fishing's good in here. Alright, here's one of their overlooks. I'm gonna stop. Probably gonna start heading back. There ain't a whole lot out here. Let's see what we get. Well, right here in the water. Take a little break here. Like a little beach area, isn't it? 400 years of settlers coming in here. Native American history. Kind of anxious to go see the old fort. But this is what it's like. When you think of Virginia, you don't think of this stuff, do you? The tide really affects all this in here. We're super close to the ocean. Yay. Yeah, tomorrow we're gonna see it. Atlantic Ocean. Found someone that got shipwrecked here. Look at that. That's like a message written in the sand. Alright, I had to do something. There you go. 400 years from now, someone's going to come along and say, what the heck is RVerTV? Click and subscribe. Alright, I'm going to head back. See what these signs say over here. Glebe land, 1619, 100 acres set aside here. And church and everything in here. Wow, if they would come back and see what it is now, huh? I go, what did you people do? Jamestown Island. 1,500 acres, 2.5 miles in length, separated from the mainland by that creek. A little bigger beach on this side down here. All right, here's our ride. Electric X-Peak. I carry water in the saddlebags, camera batteries, phone, all that. Does pretty darn good. Has about a 40-50 mile range. If you pedal with it, it goes farther. Most important, water. Nice and cold too. Alright, well, I'm going to head back to the van. We're a couple miles out here. Maybe not that far, at least a mile. But this road, there's really no bike trails that I can find anyway. Still a nice morning, take a little ride. Beat the heat. Riding through the shades, kind of comfortable. Here's that creek. What was it, Mill Creek? Bet there's some artifacts down in the water. Over there I see wood pilings along the bank there. That must be an old dock or something. Well, there's our road. Go back to the van. See what's up here. Looks like we got about 10 more minutes before all this opens up back here. Well, I see a gate. That guy must work here. He just drove around the gate. Well, still closed. Probably time I go get the van, they should be opened up. Usually some of these places, they'll open the gate early. Closed, don't come in. Well, let's go get the van. Time I put the bike up and everything else. More picnic tables. Yeah, this place is just huge. Well, look at the size of the parking lot. Looks like a sculpture. Maybe sails of a ship. All the flags are up. Cool. All right. Let's head to the fort. All right, we made it. Here's the visitor center of the old fort. Let's go on in, see what we can find. All right, my senior card gets you in so far, and then you got to pay extra to actually walk in the fort, which I did. That's okay. Come all this way, I want to see everything. There's a big display inside the visitor center. I'll hit that on the way out. I want to try to beat the heat. They said in there there's active dig sites going, so we're actually going to see people digging in the dirt looking for artifacts. Well, kind of marshy type land everywhere here, isn't it? All over this island. Could imagine what it looked like 400 years ago, though. Oh man, that would have been something to see. Alright, we're getting close. There it is. There's the old fort walls. Oh, look at this. Big memorial marking this site. It is huge. What's it say? Virginia Company of London founded Jamestown 1607 to 1624. Wow. Well, there's trails everywhere around here. Ruins. But I'm going to go in this old fort. Check her out. The fees help support the digs here. It's a private non-profit site. Well, here we are at the Fort of Jamestown on Jamestown Island. Go figure, huh? They've restored these old buildings. Wow. Looks like their graveyard, churchyard. Pictures of the excavations. There's a good picture of it. What they've recovered. Well, 400 years, that's a long time. Plus all the storms that could roll in through the East Coast, or hurricanes coming through here. Wonder if it floods here. Fort Extension and Blockhouse. Well, they've really mapped this pretty good, haven't they? Looks like a statue for Pocahontas. Her history's here. Here's a dig site. That is hot work doing this in the summertime here. Look at that, they're setting up a little canopy, shade. Well, I was going the wrong way. Head back to this church. I was getting ahead of myself. This old fort wall kind of blocked it off here. Oh, the shade feels good. All right, let's go on in the fort. James Fort site, 1607 to 1611. When you read about their history here, the starvation, brutal conditions, long winters, no food, shipwrecks. What's this? Blacksmith shop and bakery. So after they dig, they know exactly what was here, just from the artifacts. (1611) well, hand dug well to get their water. I'll circle around. We'll go inside that church. It's open. We'll go out that way later. You know, there's a ferry boat ride. Goes across the river here. It's free. It's part of their highway system. We're going to try to take it when I leave. Consular's Row. More old structures, foundations. Right here where I'm standing. Storehouse and first well. What do we have in here? Some of the old foundation. Kind of hard to see through that grate. You can see how far down they excavated. All done by hand. That is tedious work those guys do. Well, here's the old church. Oh, they glassed over some of the original old foundation. Isn't that cool? There it is in total ruins. Shows you the kind of effort they put in to restore this. Oh my, look at the architecture in here. Huge wood beams, all carved out. Wow. This is beautiful in here. More of how they dug. Preserved in place. Just glassed right over it. That is smart for us to enjoy and see. Ringing in the past, yeah, all the old bells churches have. It feels different inside this building, even though it's restored. Call me crazy. Which, no, don't do that. Even though I am. You can feel a presence here. They got this glassed over in there too. Must have been a part of the old original church. Not sure. But what a building, isn't it? Have you ever seen anything like this? They actually have a time lapse of the excavations and how they put it all together. Just scoop by scoop, hand scooping out the soil. Amazing. Well, let's see what else we can find here. I'm sure it's got to be good. Definitely worth the extra few dollars to come see this. Plus, it supports the digs. It helps them keep it going. Here's the cemetery. All the tombs. There's a map of the layout, the names. Right along the James River. Look at that, they're building more structures out there. All the names. What was this? The barracks. So they're restoring the barracks where they stayed. Old cannon all restored here. Yeah, it was a violent time. All the battles they had. Defending all this. I think we're about at the end of this corner of it. There is a Discovery Museum Center on the other side. I'm going to walk over there. They got it all shored up now with rocks and concrete. Yeah, right here. I mean, even modern day, the storms coming in off the Atlantic, hurricanes. You'd get a straight shot of it right here. Another memorial. John Smith, the governor of Virginia, 1608. Very famous. It was quite the time for him, I believe. Imagine being in charge of all this. What a fun place to come to, though. There's this history every step you take. After 400 years, I guess so, huh? See what this is up here. Oh, it's a layout of the entire fort with the walls and everything. That's neat. Pretty detailed. Well, I think I caught most of it in here. I'm going to head over towards that museum. (1861) Fort Pocahontas. So we're outside the walls of the old fort. So there's more history here. That would be around Civil War time, wouldn't it? Another old well. Still here. Wondered if anyone ever really looked down there. Probably some old coins, huh? Well, little place to get water. It is hot. Hot, hot, hot. Another memorial that gets all metal. Wow. That is impressive. Another excavation site up there. Young people working hard at it. There's the ferry. We're going to be on one of those here in just a little bit when I leave. It's going to take us across the James River. Part of their highway system here. Right where we turned into the settlement park. Keep going straight about a quarter mile, you get on the boat. Alright, this building back here should be their museum. Gonna walk through there, then start making my way back towards the van. I got a lot of miles to drive this afternoon. That's why I got an early start. Got over 100 miles to get. Gonna try to get close to the Outer Banks. One nice thing, I bet it'll be air conditioned in there. Wow, look at that old tree. That is a old timer. All the branches growing off. I don't know if it's 400 years old, but it's been around a while. Looks like more dig sites in here. What's this? Foundations to the old buildings? I'm guessing. I'd say so. Where they've dug and explored. State House Foundations. Okay. Well, still here. All the different timelines. May 1607. Pottery. All that from back in the time. Crossing the Atlantic. Heck yeah, they had to get here, huh? The Virginia Company. John Smith. Had to grow all their own food. Some of the old tools back from back then. No Home Depots around 400 years ago. Oh boy. Skeleton remains. There's quite a bit in here. Gentlemen soldiers, even with the armor. That's something. The old guns. What'd they call them? Flintlocks? I don't know. I'm no expert in that. Still here. That's what they find when they do the digs. All the different pipes. They all smoked back then. Tobacco was a big trade crop. Well, you could spend a half a day in here just reading all this. And this, the artifacts they've been recovering. All the old timelines, everything. Alright, well, look at that. There's another dig site. They're everywhere. I'm going to start making my way back towards the van. We got a boat to catch. Sounds good anyway. Got a boat to catch on the James River. Back to the heat. Humidity's picking up too. August in Virginia, right on the James River. Finding anything good?
Not so far today.
No?
Keep that started.
No gold nuggets or none of that good stuff, huh? Have a good day.
Hello, how's it going?
Good. Find anything good?
So today we are working through some landscaping layers, but we are digging in this area looking for what we believe to be a brick-lined cellar.
Nice.
So we did radar in this area a couple of years ago and saw a 16-foot by 24-foot rectangle, which we believe to be a cellar, and we exposed the eastern edge of it over on this half of our units. Kind of hard to see in the sun, but it's where the orange transitions into the dark.
Stay cool today.
Thanks, you too.
Don't get overheated.
So in this area, we are looking for a brick-lined cellar. So we did radar in this area. We tried to find 3.
They actually use ground penetrating radar to see what's under there first. That's smart. All them young folks out here working hard. Well, neat stop. I can't recommend this highly enough. Come back here and see all this old history, especially that church. That was worth the trip right there, just seeing that building. That was something else. Okay, back in the visitor center, there's a little more artifacts and displays too. All those pathways and trails, there's artifacts like foundations you can go discover. But I got a lot of miles. We got to get on the road. Got a boat to catch. Another look at some of them big old trees there. You know, a tree can really date a place. Those are old. I don't think they're 400 years old, maybe. I don't know. But they are very old. All right, back in the visitor center where we started. Now there's a map for you. You see quartzite up there anywhere? The Atlantic world in 1607. Amazing how they could map that detailed. Yeah, there's quartzite. Where's LA? The old ships of the day. So if you don't want to pay the fees and do what I did going out to the dig site, you can come in here and get the same history in the visitor center. Now my senior pass got me in here for free. You just show it and come on in. What's that, an old oven, isn't it? Baking bread. That was modern back in the day. Actually, to go out and see the ruins first and come back and read this stuff makes a lot more sense. All aboard. Wow, this is a big ferry. Thing is huge. Away we go. Got restrooms, everything up here. Can hold a lot of vehicles, big ones too. No cost, just drive on, it takes you over. There's the van. Hey, I can check my solar panels from up here. Well, the amount of time it saves to drive all the way around, it's incredible. We're heading for the coast. Yay. Still loading cars. I'm not sure of their schedule. I'm sure it's online. Probably every half hour, maybe. Hour. We gotta be getting close though to taking off. Well, right out there, that's Jamestown Island, that's where we were. There's a lot more to see there. I mean, you could spend 2-3 days exploring that whole settlement. Maybe another trip. Glad I did the fort. All those dig sites and stuff, that really interests me. Because that's a real deal what they're finding. In that church. Oh my goodness, I'll remember that. All right. Should be underway shortly. Look at all these bums getting a free ride. They're gonna go fishing here shortly, I bet. Away we go. Here we go. Taking off, crossing the James River on a ferry. Ever see the movie The Birds? Oh man, look at them guys. That's amazing. The turbulence of this big ferry stirring up the water for them. They are really going at it. All right, we're getting close. Almost to the other side. This is a big river to cross. Yay, made it. With all those birds. Wasn't that something to see? That other barge going across her ferry, it had birds following it too. I don't know if the camera picked it up. Pretty darn cool. All right, well, pretty good little trip through Virginia here. I got a few miles. I'm heading to the Outer Banks down in the Carolinas. Gonna keep dropping south, check out that big Atlantic Ocean. Then who knows what else I'll find this summer. Once again, this is part of the 2025, heck yeah, summer travel season. Incredible. This is all bonus footage. For more information on my channel, be sure to check out my website, RVerTV.tv. There you can sign up free newsletter. Also, we got a merch shop. Got the heck yeah merch. Coffee mugs, hats, t-shirts, and the Armchair Traveler series is out too. Plus articles, downloadable puzzles, all kinds of cool thing over on the website, which is RVerTV.tv, and I appreciate it very much. And I hope everyone had a happy new year. It is now 2026, first part of January. Heading to Vegas. Gonna go up to the Consumer Electronics Show. Then straight on down to guess where? Quartzsite. Hope to see you down in Quartzsite during all the shows. Celerama, Tyson Wells, Big Tent, all of it. Journey continues. Talk soon.